Well, good morning, everyone. Jerry here, and it is 9 o'clock. I'm sorry, 8 o'clock. That's right, I changed it to 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock Saturday morning here on my YouTube channel. Now, just so you know, if you have a question, because we're going to do the question time right now, um, it's right over here. If you look over here, you see I already put something up there. To ask a question, please use this chat box. Here's the chat. You just go ahead and put your question right here. I will see it because this is the question. Oh, look at, we got all this extra stuff going on here. You get the idea, though. Darn, why is, don't want it to look like that, but it is. So we'll just do it during the question and answer time right now. If you have a question, go ahead and shoot it off to me, and I will do my best to answer your question. Remember, questions should be about cruising in French Polynesia, places to stay for pre or post cruise, and also general information about the islands. So let's keep it on target there and so forth. Man, I wish I could just see that part of the box right there. But if I close it down right now, I won't be able to see your questions. Next week I will have that fixed. So anyhow, if you got a question, let's go ahead and ask it. I'm going to save about 5 minutes right here again, just to answer questions. If there's no questions in 5 minutes, then I will go ahead with the presentation. And today, that's for the November 17th, 2027 cruise on the Paul Gauguin. And I'm going to go through places we'll be visiting and the itinerary and some great pictures and things like that to share when I've taken this itinerary before. So if you got a question, again, use the chat box right here to the right side, right here, okay? And man, I'm sorry that it's sort of a mess there, but it doesn't matter during question and answer time. So anyhow, let's give it a few more minutes and see if we get a question this morning. And if we do, then I'll do my best to answer it again. Again, just so you know, again, for you that may be new watching, I've been to French Polynesia 35 times, 22 by small cruise ship, 6 different ships in French Polynesia waters. So there's not much that you can ask that I probably don't have an answer for you, okay? So ask away. I'm right here to answer your questions, okay? Again, keep it on track with the subject here, cruising in French Polynesia, places to stay for pre or post stays, and again, general information about the island. So let's see if anyone asks a question here. I got a nice presentation today for you. So for you that are waiting for the pictures, they are coming again. By the way, I don't know if you've looked how extensive my my site is right now. My YouTube site. It's all organized there on topics and info. There's all sorts of things underneath here. If you go look through there, it'll give you just about anything you really want to know about French Polynesia. It's all there with other videos I've done in the past and some things that I'm sharing and so forth. Again, no one's asked a question yet. Let's give it a couple more minutes here. But anyhow, all sorts of information here on my webpage. On my YouTube channel. And of course, you can also go over to my Facebook page. And I put new stuff up on my Facebook page every single day. Again, if I was to look down here a little, should tell me right here. We've got lots of people watching. That's good. And it'll say right here. It'll say how to get a hold of me. Here's my email address. If you're interested in something that I said today and want more information about it, I'll be more than happy to answer it. So we have people watching, so I know there could be a question. So let's give it one more minute here just for questions, and then we'll move on with today's presentation again. So anyhow, hopefully you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. I know I am. The weather is beautiful, 72 degrees in California in the middle of January. It doesn't get much better than that, so I'm pretty jazzed about it. No questions. Okay, so let's move forward to the presentation. And remember, I do this every Saturday 8 a.m. Pacific time right here on my YouTube channel. It's for you to ask questions, and of course I'll always share a small presentation and so forth. But it really is for you to ask me questions and for me to give you an answer. But let's move forward with today's presentation. So let me close this window here, and we will just go boom. Okay. So what you're looking at here is the page one of the flyer for my cruise coming up on November 17th, 2027. And on here, again, it is the 10-night Tuamotus and Society Islands. It gives you a little map of all the islands we're going to be visiting, the actual itinerary right here, which is great. Then all sorts of what's included information here, including right here, the starting price, my starting group price, which is substantially less than what you're going to find typically elsewhere on the internet. So $57.10, and that is all port taxes and everything else. Again, that's the starting price, meaning a porthole room. If you want something different, of course, the price goes up, but the starting price $57.10. Great price, great price. And if you are a loyalty member of PG, your loyalty discount will come off of my group pricing. Okay, so if you wanted a porthole room and you were a Commodore and you're going to get yourself your 10-12% off or whatever, that price goes down even more. You get the idea here. Also, in here, all the gratuities are included. This is true of, for Paul Gauguin. There's no extra pricing for tipping. The bar is included. Everything's included here. And then down here, I've also included a shipboard credit amount too. So if you're wanting to know if you're going to get any on board credit, I have it right here. And then it says there's 6 optional private excursions just for my group. And I'm going to share those with you. Again, here's my contact information. If this sort of floats your boat after today and watching this presentation, by all means, get a hold of me and I will give you all the time in the world to answer all your detailed questions about this particular itinerary and cruise. But let's move forward to page 2 here. Here is all the private excursions right here that I have planned for this particular group. The only way you get to do these is to go with me. And in other words, you're going to remember, I'm a travel advisor too, so I book all the people for my group cruises. They book through me. And then you're able to do here, like on Mark's, we're going to do one right here. This one, a little bit different than the one I shared last week. This is the half-day excursion right here with some snacks and things like that. It's a great snorkeling and so forth. But we load up around 8:45 in the morning. We're back by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So for you that have taken the red eye to get to French Polynesia, this is a great way to start because it's only a half day. And then, of course, we got Raiatea here, which is pretty neat here. We will circumnavigate Raiatea. And again, circumnavigate. We will go all around the island of Taha. My great vendor here, wonderful. This is an all-day deal. We will include a Polynesian lunch, which I'll show here a little bit later here. And again, all sorts of things here. We will visit a pearl shop here. But the main thing here, and a vanilla farm. But 2 snorkeling stops for the drift snorkel. A lot of people are familiar with the drift snorkel over by the Lee Taha Resort. There's actually another drift snorkel too. We will do them both, okay? And then here in Bora Bora, my wonderful family here, a Polynesian family of about a half dozen people. They spoil us rotten. We will circumnavigate the entire lagoon of Bora Bora with several stops for snorkeling, petting the stingrays and so forth like that, and a couple of incredible places for snorkeling. We will also do a beautiful Polynesian lunch, and it is everything. You talk about, they spoil us like crazy on their private motu, which I'll show pictures of here again in a little bit. And again, then you can swim there and everything else. It is all day, but everything's included, including a basic bar, meaning water, soda, beer, and rum punch. On Fakrava, we'll be doing the blue/green lagoon. The one I'm doing in May will go out to the blue lagoon on Rangiroa. But on Fakrava here, we're going to do some other things here, and we may do a different place on the Big Island. I'm going to play it by ear, but it will be all day. It will include, again, basic bar, Polynesian barbecue, and everything else. So we're going to have a wonderful time there as well. On Rangiroa, we will do the Green Lagoon on this particular itinerary, which means it's not as far. It's only about a 20-25 minute boat ride, not as rough to get out there, but it's the Green Lagoon. Again, we'll enjoy several places for snorkeling, as well as a beautiful Polynesian lunch right here in the Green Lagoon, which I will show you pictures of here momentarily. It's just stunning. And then on Moorea, I have it set up for a half-day tour, 4x4 tour, with my vendor, and he will take us all over, up and down the hills, the pineapple fields, the Belvedere, some Maoris, the distillery, and we'll end up at Magic Mountain for that stunning view, with usually the Paul Gauguin in the background in Opanupu Bay. So everything's here, and again, these are all optional. You don't have to do them. You can do as much of what I offer, or do your own thing. It doesn't matter to me. But again, I'm going to tell you, I know from experience that these are great excursions, usually much better than you're going to find anywhere else. Okay, so let me do one thing here. Do that. Okay, and let's move forward to, let me close this down, and we are now on the island of Moorea. Let me extend this a little bit there. This is beautiful, nicknamed Valley High, of course. Look at the mountain and everything else. This is a stunning background for you that are going to go and taking pictures. This is on the way up to the Belvedere, and which is stunning as well. But there's all sorts of other things to see on the way up to the Belvedere, and this is one of them. This is Motu Mahana, which is the private motu for Paul Gauguin. Of course, we will spend the day there as well. Look at that. Lots of shade again. Nice places to hang out in the water. Barbecue lunch. You know, they get your coconut fufu drink, everything else. Wonderful place, Motu Mahana. And again, here's the Gauguin and Gauguin greeting us as we arrive at Motu Mahana. And of course, the Paul Gauguin in the background. Beautiful. Beautiful people. The Polynesian people are just absolutely beautiful people. And this is my vendor again, and this is the famous coconut bread. And if you've never had coconut bread on the grill from my vendor, you're missing a treat here. Just so you know, they're steaming it here in these leaves here first. Then they take it out from underneath the leaves and they brown it a little bit. But beautiful coconut bread. Love it. Yum. I wish I had some right now. And this is at the aquarium on Rangiroa. And again, thousands of fish. Some few reef sharks. If you look closely, 20 feet below you, you'll probably see some eels scooting around on the bottom of the ocean and so forth. They're not going to bother you. And of course, the Paul Gauguin in the background. We will do this at the last part of the excursion on Rangiroa. And I do that because most of the ship excursions that go here have already come and gone back to the ship. And so we usually have the place pretty much to ourselves, or let's just say with a whole lot less people. And this is the guys barbecuing on Motu Mahana, the crew of the Paul Gauguin. Just a great crew. Again, that's why so many people come back to this particular ship, is this crew. It is a well-oiled machine. They spoil us rotten and everything else. Everything's on the barbecue. Fish, dogs, steak, chicken. Everything's on here that they're barbecuing and so forth. Motu Mahana again, there's the famous floating bar. They come to you and give you your favorite drink and so forth. And again, the Paul Gauguin in the background. They bring all the toys so you can play here, stand-up boards as well as kayaks. And this is taken at the Blue Lagoon on Fakrava. And look at that. Sitting under a palm tree, taking in the view. Doesn't get much better than this. This is on Wahine. That's me right there. Okay. And this is a group here a few years ago. And this is having our lunch. Again, if we're doing this particular, the long day excursion. And I may do it still. I can do the half day or I can do the full day here. And I may ask, usually when I have a bunch of signups, I ask people, do you want to do the half day or do you want to do the full day? And I let everyone participate a little bit on, some of those details that we may do. But anyhow, wonderful place. You stick your feet in the water while you're enjoying your Polynesian barbecue lunch. Back here, just so you know, that's the bar. Get your beer, get your rum punch, get your soda, water, whatever you want. And this is the drift snorkel on Taha. This is the second one that we'll enjoy, because remember, we will circumnavigate the island at Taha. So this is the second drift snorkel, which is over by Lee Taha Resort, with the background of Mount Otumano being 13 miles away on Bora Bora. But look at that. This is my group here. They're just having a ball. But remember, when we do this excursion, we're going to do 2 drift snorkels. Not 1, but 2. The first one, just as fabulous. Actually, it's not quite as much of a current, and so it's easy just to go around and explore a little bit, but they're both fabulous. This is my family on Bora Bora. This is on their just enjoying the day. Look at this. They just spoil us. This is Papa. Papa is 68 years old. He'll still go down and go snorkeling and grab you by the hand and make sure you feel safe and everything else. His family here, these are his boys, his wife. This is his daughter, and they're barbecuing up here. And when they do a barbecue, it is everything. They'll do mahi-mahi usually, chicken, poison cruel, and ribeye steak. I mean, everything you can think of. And then, of course, all the salad and trimmings that go with this. So they spoil us rotten. And let's go here. This is on Fakrava, and we are heading off to the Blue Lagoon. And this is my vendor, and there's me right there, by the way. And my vendor, sometimes on our way to the place where we're going to have a Polynesian barbecue, he will stop and pick up 3 or 4 fish like this, and that is what they call Polynesian fast food. And that's what goes on the barbecue. Here we are again at the Blue Lagoon, and everyone's having a great time. That's me in the water. But everyone usually after lunch, they got their champagne here glasses, because, one of my trademarks, I always bring champagne for one of the outings. And so we all have flutes and champagne out in the middle of nowhere, because we're virtually about, 11 miles away from the ship here. Look at that. Fun, fun, fun. Again, this is at the Blue Lagoon on Fakrava. And, it's easy to take a walk and find your own little place and to get away from everyone, or as much as you want, and or flop around in the water. Just beautiful. This is the Blue Lagoon again. This is where we do our barbecue lunch right here. Everyone's taking a walk along the water and everything else. You can't see it, but it's 11 miles away is where the ship is, way over here. But look at that. Just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Again, Blue Lagoon on Fakrava. Part of my group flopping around in the water, having a wonderful time. They're just standing up here, by the way. It's not deep. You can just enjoy snorkeling around and swimming around, and it's nice and safe, just so safe. This is on Rangiroa. This is at the Green Lagoon, and this will be the excursion we do on this particular island, on this particular itinerary. This is where we do our Polynesian barbecue lunch right here. This picture obviously was taken with my drone. That's me right there. But look at that. It just looked like a great way, a great place to hang out for the afternoon. Just stunning. This is on Moorea, of course. This is up on the Belvedere. And, of course, I took this picture with my drone, of course. Cook's Bay over here, Opunupu Bay. And if you look closely right here, there's the ship, the Gauguin right there. Because Magic Mountain is up here. And when we go up there, we can look down and see the ship in Opunupu Bay. But look at that. Just beautiful. Again, this is taken at the Blue Lagoon on Fakrava, another part of it. This is usually where we congregate right here after lunch and so forth, and we flop around and swim around in the water. Just beautiful. Look at that. Look at the different colors and everything else. Just beautiful. Another same area, Blue Lagoon. That's that same spot where we'll hang out here. We actually do the barbecue lunch over here, and then after we have our barbecue lunch, he brings us over to this part of the Blue Lagoon right here for this particular area right here, which the locals call the swimming pool. And we'll move forward here. This is taken on Wahine, and this is part of my group from a few years ago. And look at that. They got their Hainano beers and so forth, just plopping in the water. We've had some snacks up here and so forth. And over here, you see these boats over here? This is one of the stops we'll do right here for snorkeling. There actually is some decent snorkeling here in Wahine, but it's right over here. And then we come over here just to relax, have some snacks, have, again, a little rum punch or a beer or something like that, and flop in the water. On board the beautiful Paul Gauguin, this is in Bora Bora, just as the lights coming up in the morning time, because it always comes up behind Mount Open the mountain. Look at that. Get up early, you get the color in the sky. This is up on the bridge of the Paul Gauguin. We are going through, this is coming into Moorea here, I can tell, because there's the Cook's Bay Inn right there. But a lot of times, because I know the captains, they will allow my group to come on board as we're coming through the reef opening, which is a real treat. While we're under power and you're coming through the reef opening, to come up there and just enjoy the view and everything else. Beautiful. This is up on Magic Mountain, and look at that. This is the last stop we'll do on the 4x4 excursion on Moorea. And again, usually the Paul Gauguin is sitting right here. In this particular year, there was another big ship coming in, so the captain took us from here and ran us over to Cook's Bay. But usually the ship is sitting right here, so you get this beautiful view with you in the picture, and of course with the ship in the background. This is a favorite picture of mine again. Does she look like she's having a blast? Wonderful family. She's holding an octopus in her hand right here. We call him, George the octopus. And George is really cool. He comes up, he's going to do a little cameo, let everyone touch him if they want. And then he says, give me my treat. And he always gets treats. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at the facial expression. She's just having the time of her life. Okay, this is taken on Rangiroa at the Green Lagoon. Some of my group out here just walking around, snorkeling, whatever. And again, this is a great location here. Just so beautiful, just beautiful. Same place, Green Lagoon here. This is one of my vendors' boats right here. Usually we have two of the boats like this. Look at that. This is coming into Raiatea, and this is coming into the reef opening, and the boat will tie off right here. The ship will tie off right here. This is at sunset, beautiful sunset, nice star going in there. Mount Opunupu in Bora Bora here is about 16, 17 miles away, but look at that, beautiful. This is leaving the lagoon of Taha on our way to Bora Bora. This is the reef right here. We just came through the reef opening at sunset, of course. The captains always time this out right. Sunset or sunrise or whatever. Mount Opunupu is right there. Again, about 13 miles away from here. Just beautiful. And the colors are stunning. Here's the mountain again. We're inside the lagoon of Bora Bora. The marina is right over here. And again, the sun's just coming up in the morning. I'm up on deck of the PG, again, catching that color. This is at the Motu that we have our Polynesian barbecue on Bora Bora with my vendor. This is one of my vendor's boats here, and the mountain in the background and so forth. Not too bad of a view while you're enjoying a Polynesian lunch. Just beautiful. And again, we're up on the bridge of the Paul Gauguin in the lagoon of Taha this time. And there's Bora Bora again, about 13 miles away. He always spoils us, the captains. They always have coffee and Danishes up there and everything else, and just spoil us. This is taken on Bora Bora. And these are some people that have gone with me several times, and they're petting, as we call it, the puppies. In this case, the stingrays, but we call them puppies. And look at the face. There's always a story here. Look at the face on her. And Nui here, he's one of the sons of the vendor I use, and he's just so accommodating, taking pictures for everyone and so forth. Just a wonderful family. This is at the Coral Gardens behind the Sofitel Motu on Bora Bora. Some of you have seen that sign before on the bottom of the lagoon. Love Bora Bora. Just beautiful. Again, this is at the Drift Snorkel location, the second location. Again, there's the mountain in the background on Bora Bora. Some of my group. Look at that. Look at the coral and the color of the water. Just absolutely stunning. If you've ever had an image in your mind, you're dreaming of what the South Pacific would be like for you, this is pretty normal. This is what, and actually it looks better than this. It's hard to capture the beauty of the South Pacific, in this case French Polynesia, on a camera. I do the best I can. I take pretty good pictures, but I'm going to tell you, it even looks better than this. This is a group I had a few years back. This is, we are on Rangiroa again at the Green Lagoon, and we're enjoying our barbecue lunch right here. And that's me and my better half right there in the background. Do they? Does everyone look like they're having a great time? They were. Look at that. Let's move forward here. This is taken at the aquarium on Rangiroa there. No, I'll bring that back. I am wrong. This is taken... No, this is taken at the aquarium. It is taken at the aquarium on Rangiroa. Look at all the fish in there. This is the Green Lagoon on Rangiroa right here. Look at that. These are our two boats we had right here. And again, just enjoying walking around. And again, after you had a nice lunch, just to flop around and enjoy the water. Here's the way we go. Again, we started in Papeete, of course, and we head to Whakrava first, over to Rangiroa, Wahine, over to Bora Bora, then to Taha and Raiatea, and over to Marae, and then back to Papeete, of course. Here's the beautiful Paul Gauguin on the backside of Motu Mahana. A part of the Motu Mahana very few people get to see, but look at that, just beautiful. And here's the floating bar, again, the famous floating bar for Motu Mahana, the ship in the background there. And believe me, Paul Gauguin has used this picture many, many times for marketing purposes, which, of course, I love it when they use my material. On deck of the Paul Gauguin here, and we're catching a sunset shot here. Look at that. No, again, this would be a sunrise shot. A sunrise shot. Now, there is a covering they put over here at this last dry dock, which is really good because you got more shade here on the pool deck, which a lot of people wanted. So now you have more shade over here that they've added. Here we're on deck 8 again on the Paul Gauguin. Look at that. Early morning light. The island of Marae in the background there. Beautiful. Ah, look at, I see Christmas decorations. This one must have been taken during a Christmas cruise. Here we are back at the the Green Lagoon on Rangiroa again. And what they're looking at, just so you know right here, there's some albino white eels right here. And they're just looking at them and so forth. And I think that's the last picture. So let me close this down, and I will put up... let's put up, again, there's the flyer. So again, you guys can see everything that's included in the itinerary, how to get a hold of me if this sounds interesting to you. And I don't know why my camera moved, didn't it? My background is all of a sudden different. Wow, you're getting to see. Oh, well, it doesn't really matter here. For some reason, my filter in the background stopped. And again, here's all the private excursions and everything else right here. again, so you can sort of see what you can plan on and so forth. Again, you don't have to do them, these are optional, but again, about half the price of a similar excursion on the ship. My price is usually about half, and of course, usually by some of the very best vendors. So, anyhow, if you got any questions, let me pull up the page here again. Let's see, do I have it here? It should be here. Nope, I closed it down. So if you got any questions, you know how to get a hold of me again about these particular cruise right here. So it's right there. Let me go back to the other page again. You can email me or call me right here about this particular cruise right here if this sounds interesting to you. It stays up here on the YouTube channel, so you can go back and look at it time and time again. So we're going to call it a day, and hopefully I'll see you guys sometime in the future again asking questions. I like you to ask questions here. And again, every Saturday morning, 8 a.m., again, question and answer time, as well as some type of presentation next week. I don't know what I'm going to talk about yet, but I'll talk about something that's interesting and helpful to all of you. I'll talk to you later. You all have a wonderful